Hello there. Ukraine may have won the Eurovision Song Contest 2022, but due to the Russian war of aggression, Great Britain is stepping in as the host country in 2023. So the 67th ESC takes place in Liverpool. Many of you will know this already. The Eurovision Song Contest 2023 will be held at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. The BBC is working closely with representatives of the Ukrainian broadcaster Suspilne to integrate Ukrainian elements into the shows and thus make the country's culture visible. 37 participants are at the ESC in Liverpool. Some countries have already found their acts for the world's largest music competition, and the fastest for the coming season was Israel. The country had already nominated its candidate Noah Kirel in July. Despite the war, Ukraine hosts a preliminary vote on December 17th. February is traditionally the month with the most preliminary decisions. Montenegro, North Macedonia and Bulgaria, most recently participants in 2022, will not present an act in Liverpool though. And new voting rules will apply to the Eurovision Song Contest next year. Fans from countries not participating in the ESC can now also vote. In these countries, voting takes place via online voting, which is subject to a fee. The voting is then added together and announced in the program and counts as much as the voting of one participating country. In addition, the jury in the ESC semi-final shows will be abolished. Only the televoting should decide which acts will move into the final. 10 from the first and 10 from the second semi-final. When the Ukrainian band Kalush Orchestra won the ESC in Turin with Stefania in May, Russia's war against Ukraine was already in full swing. In June, the European Broadcasting Union, the EBU, therefore decided that Ukraine would not be able to hold the ESC next year for security reasons. After this decision, Great Britain was quickly discussed as the organizing country. After all, Sam Ryder achieved a brilliant second place with Spaceman in Turin and thus put his country back on the ESC podium after 20 years. This is the first time since 1980 that the winning country is not hosting the ESC. At the time, Israel was unable to host the competition twice in a row for financial reasons, and the Netherlands stepped in. Great Britain will host the ESC for the 9th time in 2023, more than any other country. The BBC, as the executive broadcaster, has already taken on the hosting tasks for other winning countries 4 times during its ESC history, so also before 1980. A total of 20 cities from the United Kingdom had applied to host the event. After an initial selection round, Birmingham, Glasgow, Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, Newcastle and Sheffield were left. In the decisive phase, Liverpool was able to assert itself against Glasgow. The first semi-final will be on May 9th, the second semi-final on May 11th, and the final will be on May 13th. And I will definitely be watching it. I'm a big fan of the Eurovision. I know many people are not, but I am one of those who are a fan of this. But I love the voting of the earlier times much more than the current one. And by the way, I know one more name from Ireland, because some people are always commenting on this when I talk about the Taoiseach. I also know that it must be something like Niamh Kavanagh, one of my favorite singers in the competition of the years. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.